you're going to have to build relationships. So if I can get you guys to put into the chat, I'm building relationships. I need you to put that in the chat. I am building relationships. Because that's something that we all have to get into our minds. Before coming into this business, I've got about maybe 15 years of customer service experience. And so that's one of the things that I'm like dead on with is customer service and providing it. I've worked for, some of the top companies in customer service, training people to take escalated calls or whatever, like waste management. Y'all, would you ever believe that you could get cussed out over trash? Listen, you ain't been cussed out until you have been cussed out over some garbage, y'all. All right, so I've been a customer service representative for Verizon. You can get cussed out clean cut. Matter of fact, I just did it for Xfinity for my phone, y'all. All right, so one of the key things is providing customer service, but in our business, and so we'll talk about that as it relates to our clients. But when you're talking about trying to build a team, and this is really like straight basics. We're not going super deep, but we're going straight basics. When you're trying to build a team, you guys, you have to build relationships. You have to be relatable. So we're gonna jump into it. And I'm so serious when I say this is I'm at basics. I'm not trying to go deep, because if we just stay basic, things can be really simple. So first of all, the key thing is to understand the definition of networking. Let's start there, right? So networking, the action or the process of interacting with others. Notice I have interacting with others in bold, because a lot of times we get started in this business and we think we're not gonna have to do anything or talk to anybody. And that is absolutely incorrect if you're trying to do this business and be successful. All right, so you have to be able to interact with others, and the reason for it, because it's not like you're interacting without a purpose. All right, you're interacting with a purpose to exchange information and to develop professional or social contacts. That is the whole purpose of networking. All right, so we have the word marketing, which I didn't bother to break that down, but I need you to understand. So our whole purpose of marketing is so that we can literally exchange information with other people and develop professional and social.
Ro, we can't see your slides.
Yeah, hey, Ro, got a few people saying they can't see the slides.
Really? Oh, 1 second. Hold on. Stop sharing. And thank you for saying something, y'all. Sure. What about now? Can you see it?
I can see him. The one that says no secret agents.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can see him.
Okay, cool. So if you needed to see that, there go the definition of networking. So we have to know that we are marketing for a purpose of interacting with other people. So posting and not actually talking to other people, that doesn't work. that doesn't fit the definition of what we do, right? We market for the purpose, everybody, of interacting with other people. Now, I'm going to be the first person to say, I was one of those persons who will post and wouldn't necessarily comment back and forth. I was, you know what I mean? I just didn't, like, I didn't need to, I did here and there. I pick and chose who I wanted to do it with, right? But if someone is going, which we'll get into, I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but if someone is actually going to communicate with you, take the time to communicate back, right? Simple things, y'all, on basic levels, basic levels. So we're gonna talk about in-person networking and online. So if the whole purpose for us is to interact with each other, you can't be a secret agent, right? You can't be hiding behind, you can't be over here like this, like, my fixed credit. It's not gonna work. It's absolutely not gonna work, okay? So you will have to actually, I know a lot of us have issues with people. We don't quite like people, or we're introverts, and you might not have the big bubbly personality that I do. or anyone else who's like, Aisha's an introvert, to be honest, y'all. She really is. But when it comes to this business, she knows how to turn it on. All right. So you have to know where you have to step out of your comfort zone so that you can win. And believe it or not, y'all, I got a big bubbly personality, but I'm shaking right now talking to y'all. I promise you, I have stage fright, okay? Nervous in the mud, all right? That's one of my biggest things. I don't care how many times I've done the overview. Every time I do the overview, I'm nervous. And you can ask the sound guy at my church when I do the announcements. It's in the back of the church, but the mic will be like this. And he still looks at me like, why? But I know I have to overcome. So even though I have these issues, you guys, we got to do what we got to do, right? So do not let your fears overtake you. So you say, me too. So do not let your fears overtake you. You overtake the fear, all right? So we cannot do this business and believe it's going to grow and we won't interact with others. So if you're having an issue with growth in your business and you're a person who's not interacting, I just gave you the key to changing your business right there. There's the key. Start interacting. All right. Thank you, Adrian. Somebody else told me I should go to Toastmasters. I'm going to tell you this right now. It won't matter if I go or not. I'm going to always be nervous. I done had tons of training. I've been speaking since 12. I'm going to be nervous, y'all. Okay, and we cannot be helpful to our team if we're unwilling to interact with them. Okay, as a leader, as an upline, let's not even talk about being a leader. Let's talk about being an upline. If you're going to bring on somebody, I need you to put yourself in the position of your upline. How well would you feel if your direct upline brought you in and he never said nothing else to you after that? I'm gonna say that again, because see, you got to put yourself in the position of your agent. How well would you feel if you tried to contact your upline and you never could get a hold to them? Or whenever you did talk to them, they never knew nothing. Wouldn't be too confident with you. So you have to put yourself in the position of your team to be a great upline. Now, the keys to leadership is that leadership is not moving people. It's not being a boss over people. Great leadership has to do with you leading you. And people follow what you do. We like LeBron and we like Kobe. We like Michael Jordan because they're great discipline. They have great discipline in basketball, right? Not necessarily because they were great captains or they were great at moving their team. We like them because of what they do with them, their discipline. We like Les Brown because he's disciplined in his craft, and we will pay tons of money to go and sit and listen to Les Brown. I would have paid tons of money to listen to Miles Monroe. I didn't care where he was, okay? Why? Because he was disciplined in scripture, right? So that was valuable to me. Not necessarily because he led a great size, because his church wasn't that large. But when it came to the scriptures, hermeneutically correct, sound, and he understood scripture, right? So we have to understand, be a person of value, okay? That's the key. Now let's talk about building new relationships. Everybody put, I don't ever want to see anybody posting no new friends, because you're in a business where you gonna build new friends. You gotta have new friends. So that should never, ever be posted on your page, any social media outlet, because if you want new business partners, guess what? You're gonna build new relationships, okay? Start building new relationships. That's what we're gonna talk about. How? You ever seen somebody just trying to like, they just, okay, y'all, sorry, but I got to do it now. I don't know if my cousin in here. My husband and I hang around a bunch of preachers, and we have preacher chatter. And so there's just this little line, and we say, trying to fit in. You ever seen somebody that's trying to fit in? Okay. They just not genuine. They just trying to fit in. Be genuine, because it's very clear when we're being awkward. Be you. We will accept you. So if you're in a networking environment, I can tell you, sometimes when we go to networking environments, we can be in places where people have bigger accolades, they've done more, have more money than us, and we can feel small on the totem pole, right? Be you. Because wherever you are, you're dominating in that area, right? And just because they may have greater accolades, they may have more money than you, may have done more than you, more time in the industry than you, that doesn't negate your experience in where you are, right? So let me put this on a larger platform. I've got a client who is a millionaire, but he needs me. I'm not a millionaire. So at first I was just like, ooh, you coming to me? But then I thought about it. Yes, he coming to you, girl, because you know what you're doing, right? So be genuine and be comfortable being you, because that's what people are going to receive. When you try to put on or trying to fit in, whatever you're trying to do, it will not be received, because everybody can always spot when somebody being fake. Relax. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get a little too uptight. We're being too serious, or we're being too funny. We're just not being relaxed. Be comfortable. Give out good energy. Okay? But the keys, I think, out of all of these points right here is listen. You want to build good relationships? Listen. A closed mouth can hear everything, but a mouth that's running all the time can't hear nothing, right? So when you're around people just off rip will tell you their problems. Listen for the solutions that you can offer, right? This is where you, here coming into the next level, can add value. Because you didn't come in bumping gums, and you came in listening. Now when you speak, it has weight, right? Because now you're instantly like, oh, that's not really that bad of a problem. I know exactly how to fix that. You see? Be unforgettable in the room. Now, I don't mean doing cartwheels and the Charlie Brown, don't make a clown of yourself. That's not what I'm saying. Be unforgettable in such a way that your presence is missed, because you've done adding value, and you've listened so much, and you've been genuine so much, and you put out great energy that it was hard to miss you. It was hard to forget you, because you stood out from everyone else. Get information by asking questions. Know when to speak. Right? So once someone starts talking about an issue and you have the solution, that's your time to speak. Right? Sometimes we can just give out too much, and we just start talking and we rambling. And when we're rambling, okay, ladies, gentlemen, I'm about to help y'all. Y'all ever seen a real good looking dude and then he started talking, it's like, oh my goodness. Because everything that's coming out of his mouth is, oh, be quiet. You were cute, quiet. You ever had that? Trust and believe that has happened to all of us when we just went to bumping our gums and we just talk, because number two, we ain't relaxed. That's the reason why we're doing all that talking. We're not relaxed, right? Get the information. Listen, once you hear issues that you know you can step in, see, now that helps you be unforgettable, because when you open up your mouth with weight. And then it doesn't matter who you talking to, because obviously if they had a problem that they couldn't fix on their own, but you, who seems so small in the room, has a solution, guess what? It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter where you are. You can fix a problem that they've had. Have fun. All right? That's the other part about being unforgettable. Have fun in everything that you're doing. This should not feel like work, right? And we all have the ability to make what we're doing fun. By being genuine, be you. The moment that you're not being you, it's not gonna be fun, right? So you have to find a way to do this business where it doesn't take away from your personality, right? So if naturally you a jokester, French. Naturally, French is shy, y'all, but French is a jokester too. So we had a nice conversation because I wanted French to start doing more videos. And I kept saying, French, you got to get out there, babe. You got to get out there. Y'all stop posting all these pictures with words on them. You can't build relationships like that. If you look on your social media page and all you got is words, not in this business. Now, I don't know, maybe if you in ministry, that could work, right? But for this business, people, ain't nobody giving up their debit card and their social security card, their social security number to a stranger with just a bunch of words. How do I know you're just not fishing? Y'all stop doing that. And it doesn't look good on your social media. People need to know who you are. How you gonna build a relationship and you never show your face and they ain't never heard your voice? How am I supposed to build trust? How can I relate to you? All right, which, dang, I'm right on target. Come on now. Be relatable. Be relatable. And in order to be relatable, we have to be transparent. So don't be afraid to tell your downfalls and where you messed up at, or your pit stops where things just was ugly. Now, a lot of my followers now are there because I've done lives over and over again talking about the moment that me and my husband lost everything and we had to move in with my father-in-law with 5 kids at that time. And he straight moved out his own house because it was too many of us. Y'all can have a house, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But you gotta be okay with where you were, you know what I mean? Some of us are too embarrassed to talk about where we were, which means we're still living some portions of it. Get over that. Get relatable and tell your testimony because somebody needs to hear it. Somebody is going through it right now and your mouth shut and you actually got the keys to help them, but you won't tell somebody that you overcame because you're embarrassed about it. But you overcame. What you embarrassed about? You're not there no more. Don't be selfish. Tell somebody what happened so that they can know. I think it's Karen. Yes, Karen has one of the most powerful stories. Karen is on my Instagram page at least 6 times, I think. Why am I using Karen's story? Because I need people to know that you can come from being homeless to successful businesses and building a big old ginormous home to all your family having businesses. Be relatable. You know what I mean? You don't know who's following you. So you got to open up your mouth. You guys get comfortable with doing videos. Get comfortable with that. And if you're not comfortable with lives, you better sit that phone up right in front of your computer and sit here and record to the dickens. And then until you get the right one, y'all, literally, I will record a video 15 times before it get posted. Yes, it will. Okay? So you got to put yourself out there. And then you got to engage. Now, even though it says listen and knowing when to speak, but you got to know, you know, you can be quiet and still be engaged. Know how your body language, do not give off body language when you're in a networking opportunity or when you're standing around people as if you're uninterested. So when they're talking, you should be nodding. You should lean forward. You got to know, you have to be aware of your body language. Now, I am kingpin. I have been told my whole life that I might not say much, but my face tells it all. I have not gained control of my face yet. Okay, that's something that I am working on. So if you know you're one of those persons, then you need to be able to, you know, shift your body. Wait, I have mastered that. When I see something going left and I think I'm about to be looking all types of crazy because I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and I don't need you to know that I'm really looking at you sideways, I shift my weight. Because I know I ain't matured in my face yet. So I shift my weight or smile. Okay? So these are some things that can help you with building relationships. Y'all, we have to care. Period. You gotta care. You gotta care about people. You gotta care about their desires. You gotta care about their goals. You gotta care about their wants. You gotta care about their families, because what we do impacts generations. Right? The moment that, listen, it's so funny because my son said, Mom, I'm sorry for calling you, but I got another problem. I need to talk to you about something. I'm like, you ain't gotta apologize because you got problems. But he calls me to talk about how to cross over the 700 credit score. That's important to him now. So I imagine it would be important, knock on wood, I'm praying I don't become nobody's grandma no time soon, that it would be important to his children, right? So we have to care, because if we care about their generations, just like we do the edification to transfer our trust upon someone else, if we care about their generations enough to keep talking about them, guess what? Eventually that care can be transferred onto them, and they will care about their own generations that's coming behind them. All right, so this is in person, on social media. Don't forget to engage, y'all. All right, don't forget, like if you do a live, you might not be able to comment when you're doing the live right then and there, because I know me, my husband say I'm poor at multitasking, and he ain't here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say he right. He right. I'm poor. I give my undivided attention. I'm a trained customer service representative, so I've been trained to give my undivided attention to one thing at a time. It's great. And then there's this downfalls when you got multiple kids running around in this house and they all need you. Okay. But so if you're doing social media, and say you're doing a live, you got people commenting, hey man, they took time to come watch you jibber jabber. Go back and comment back. Go back through it and actually interact with them. If you're posting and people are, hold on, let me see if I can show y'all this. I want to show y'all something. All right. Want to show you. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I want to show y'all something so stupid. It was so stupid, but this is where my social media kind of blew up. So this is what I really want y'all to understand. Don't be afraid to put your personality in your social media, because again, we talking about building relationships. People they gotta come to know you. So if you really know me, then you know I'm a stone cold idiot. And if I could spend my whole day laughing to the point where I can't breathe, I would. Okay, so hold on. See, y'all been seen Karen a couple of times, haven't y'all? There she go again. There we go. This one. This post was absolutely stupid. Had nothing to do with credit, but I believe what happened is people understood who I was. So y'all see what it says. Quick, recreate this selfie with whatever is close to you. And what was close to me was a piece of chicken. So I recreated the post. Do y'all see that? 102 people and Jay. So 103 people liked it. Whatever they said, I came back and I commented right behind there. That kept, now we know this because we do this with the check messenger. So Do it in building the relationship, because what happened was out of here, hold on. Where'd she go? I'm working with her now. I just saw her. Oh, and her, Kathy. All because I laughed behind it. Something so simple, engaging. That's simple. So don't miss the opportunities, y'all. Do not miss those opportunities to engage. And then giving people, like, we ain't got to show people our whole life, but show them some things that are relevant. Like, this is relevant. You know, to most people, like, it looks like a tree is falling. You are absolutely correct. I cut down a tree in front of my house. Why did I post it? Home ownership. So it's a method to my madness in my post, because it looked like nothing, but I gave people an opportunity to see what those who rent, things that you have to do in home ownership, along with those who are homeowners. Came out to, what's that girl name? Doggone it. Let's see if it's gonna show it. Everything don't show up on here. All right, so y'all see it's 3 comments here, but there's a lady here that I ended up doing a consultation with after posting this, because she wants to renovate her house. She don't have bad credit. But now I got a person that I can get referrals from. Build the relationships. Build the relationships. It's another one in here that I want to show you. I think it's her. Yep, Jay. Jay sends referrals. I don't know this man. I don't know. But he's on almost every post I post now. All because I think it was it might have been the chicken one. I commented back. Simple stuff. And I'm learning, sometimes we make things so complicated. It's really the simple things. Think about it though. The simple things is what makes the lasting impression. All it takes is for a human being to reach out.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
To touch us. Hey, Caroline. That's all it takes. It's for us to reach out and touch somebody and to feel like we matter. You know, y'all realize that first of all, number one, let's realize the time we're living in. We've been locked up in our house for XYZ, however many months. Some people are so scared that they have not seen any family members. This is our opportunity to really make people feel like they matter and to actually reach them and to actually build relationships with a total rank stranger who just decided to comment and say, good morning. It can be that simple, that small. It does not, and that's the reason why I did this particular training. I wanted it basic because building relationships, we don't need to add gimmicks. Be genuine. Just be genuine. All right. So I wanted to show you guys that. But even in your posting, let's get this one. All right. I specifically posted this because I started to realize people like seeing my family. See, and another thing, if you got a business Instagram, pay attention to your insights. Pay attention to what people are interacting with. I noticed that people are interacting with pictures of myself, pictures of my husband, and pictures of my children. Well, this picture old in the dickens, and that's another thing, y'all. Y'all don't have to keep posting new pictures. Go back and pull out the old pics. People like seeing old pics. They like to see the before and after. So give them that. In this particular picture, my mother-in-law and my daughter are getting ready to have a nice little discrepancy about this photo. Okay? So you see this right here, right? Then look at the second picture. It is very clear that there's an issue here. And Sean finally inboxed me this morning. Sean's been on the last 5, but I make sure I comment. See, what you do is you bring the walls down when you start talking back and forth. They know, oh, she's real, especially if y'all laughing, right? Oh, she real, she cool. Now they don't feel so awkward when they got to tell you, well, my credit toe up, right? Because this back and forth has been happening. So it ain't so weird if I jump in your inbox and say, hey, I need your help. We're thinking people are going to jump in our inbox willy-nilly just off the GP because you posting that you can help. But people still don't know you. So you got to give them an opportunity to know you. Okay? So I think it was, yeah, look, this chick here. Love these pictures. Now, when I go in her inbox, shoot, she know my mother-in-law. She know all three of my daughters. You see what I'm saying? It's not awkward for me to say, hey, @ whatever your name is, how's your credit? Thanks for interacting with me today. I just want to check on you and see how's your credit. Or is there anyone within your family that could use some help with improving their credit? Or does everybody have life insurance? Does everybody have a willing to trust? It's not awkward anymore. The walls have come down because we've already had a conversation, and more importantly, she done found something that she actually likes. Y'all make y'all social media work for you. Don't be afraid to repost other people in the industry. I will repost every last one of y'all and tell y'all story. I don't have no problem with that. And tag you. If they go to you, they wasn't my tribe. They wasn't for me. Don't be afraid. People like stories. Number two, remember when we said have fun? Most people are miserable. I'm gonna say it again. Most people are miserable in what they do on a day-to-day basis, and they can't wait to get home, get in their bed, and just watch TV. Y'all, that's a distraction. Listen to what I said. Most people are miserable, and they can't wait to go to a distraction because they're so miserable. Y'all, live in front of these people on social media. Show them life. Show them life. Because really, most people want to live, but they don't know how to acquire that. We live in autopilot at work. Literally, right here is where I come to key thousands of invoices a week. And I can't tell you now one invoice that I looked at, even though I've keyed thousands. I can't tell you no numbers. I can't tell you no nothing. Because you know why? When I'm keying invoices, I'm in autopilot. I don't need to pay attention. Most people live their whole life just like that, not paying attention, not present in the moment. You guys, be present, be live, be vibrant in front of people. People want to live. So this business, when I say have fun, have fun. Have fun on social media. I love what French is doing because he's showing people what I do is not work. So don't make it look like work. And it shouldn't feel like work to you. All right, let's keep going. So now you got to build relationships within your team. And building relationships within your team, y'all, the golden rule must be applied. Treat people how you want to be treated. You talk to people how you want to be talked to. Don't be talking to nobody sideways, because when they come back to talk to you sideways, don't you get indignant, right? Because that's what you've been doing. And don't you be treating people any kind of way. If you're ignoring somebody and when they ignore your call, give and take. We are not each other's bosses. I'm not nobody's boss. I'm your business partner. A partner works, they walk together. I'm not ahead of you, I'm not behind you, I'm not under you, and I'm not over you. I'm walking with you. Doesn't matter what my volume is compared to y'all or what your volume is compared to me. We're walking together. We're all trying to get to the same place. Now, we might not all be in the same mental capacity about this business, but we're all pressing towards the same mark. So don't you get on your high horse, ever. Listen to each other because you're partners. And one of the key things that you could possibly do now, because you're partners, one of the key things, and then I'm gonna be super transparent. Me and my husband can shut a party down. We can start arguing, y'all, and folks will be like, "Oh, let's go," okay? Because that's what we used to do. So let me give you some tools that I heard somebody tell me. Somebody had, because listen, I could argue with the best of them, right? I should have been an attorney. All right. So somebody asked me, Roshonda, who's the one person that you won't argue with? Name off some people. So I'm like, oh, my grandma, I ain't gonna argue with her. My mama and my daddy, I might not argue with them, but for the most part, I try not to. I won't argue with my pastor. So why you upholding them over your husband? Hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, dang, you're right. I go home with him every day. Why would I create this, this turmoil in my house if I can't, and I don't live with them? So I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing. With your business partners, create a non-judgment zone where they can feel free enough to tell you the truth. Because that's the only way y'all gonna do business and do business well. They gotta be able to tell you where they are. They might not be there mentally where you are. Now I'm gonna tell you, I know half of y'all didn't hear this because we was on our SD call. But I had shared with the SD team, when I first started this business, I was in the worst place possible. But Tony was such a great person at building a relationship. I was able to pour all this negative energy that I had into this business and get to where I needed to go. Now, if he had been like, why you not working? For 2 months, I didn't do nothing, y'all. 2 months, I completely forgot I had the dang business until that 89 came out one more time and my husband had lost his job. So now money is not as, available as it was. Now I'm paying attention like, wait. So don't y'all assume that people are coming in here and they got a smile on their face and they okay. You don't know what's happening behind them doors. You don't know what's happening at work. You don't know what's happening with their parents. You don't know what's happening in their head. So don't you assume just because they show up on the calls and they smiling in your face and they posting that they okay. The worst case scenario is that we could spend all this time helping people build businesses and find out they done committed suicide, or they literally been fighting cancer all by themselves, or they in a domestic violence situation all by themselves. We gotta care. My job is to impact, inspire, and influence. I can't impact if I don't want to be reachable. I can't influence you if I'm not going to be reachable. And I can't inspire you if I don't want to be reachable. We have to be patient with each other. Because again, my vision may be very clear. You might be operating with, not so clear vision because you got so much going on you can't see. And we have to be understanding but not passive. Because obviously if a goal has been told to me, then obviously I'm going to press you to the goal. There's one particular person in my team that I constantly have to remind them, no, that title is too low. Why are we going for that title? Why are you still there? The next title. Now I'm understanding that they juggle a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I already know that they can do where I'm telling them to go. I have to be understanding that clearly mindset might not be there. And taking risks might not be there. So I'm understanding of it, but I'm gonna keep reminding you of your capabilities, of what you can do. Keep good communication. We partners. What marriage do you think gonna last and that y'all don't talk? What friendship do you think gonna last and y'all don't talk? So what business deals do y'all think y'all gonna do? Y'all don't communicate with each other. Ain't nothing going down. Lead by example. Don't tell your team to do something you're not willing to do. Don't tell your team to do something that you ain't already doing. And be accountable, not just to your upline, be accountable to your team. Let them know they have the ability to correct you when you're wrong. And make sure you say you're sorry when you're wrong. Be a team player. You're not a one-man show or a one-woman show. Be a team player. Show up. Stay plugged in. And when you cannot be plugged in, make sure someone knows why you're not being plugged in. All right? This has been an awkward time. My team knows. Like I missed the convention for this year, and my team knows I don't play about trainings. When I'm in training, I'm focused. Y'all barely will see me playing around. I'm taking notes. I'm not on my phone. I'm not doing any of that because whatever I do is duplicatable, right? So the moment that I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to go to convention, my team knew. In fact, we went to Atlanta and I was sick. Man, I was dog sick. I met half the team with no wig on, left the wig in Atlanta. Okay, I was sick. I was real sick. But we were dead smack in the middle of training. As soon as Tony got done talking after Eric Thomas, I sat there sitting up under I'm sweating like a dog. And anybody who know me, I don't sweat. So I'm sweating profusely and shivering. And my husband happened to lean back on me and he can, feel me shaking. And he like, hey bro, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't feel good. And he's ready. The moment he know I'm sick, let's go. Okay. I'm like, no. Let me just hold out. Let me hold out for Tony. Let me hold out. So I hang out for Tony. And then at this point, I can't take it no more because Eric Thomas had did an altar call and I'm through. I'm through. I'm in an altar call standing up and I'm like, finisher. All right. I'm through. Tony goes up, do what he got to do. And I can't take no more. And I had to make a quick decision. Do I leave without telling my team or do I tell my team? My fear was that I would tell my team and my team would leave training. So understand, you got to lead by example. You're going to be put in some tough positions sometimes. And you got to make the right call. And in this case, this was help. I had to go. I had to go. Right? So but I thought it would be unfair because some people came with me for me to just get up and walk out and not tell them where I'm going. Right? So I had to tell them, y'all, I'm not doing good. I gotta go. Then I tried again the next day. Got all the way to the building. Got up the stairs and finisher was happening. Yeah, I'm dizzy. And my husband like, if we go back, ain't no coming back. And he knew I was sick when I say, I can't do training. It's not possible. So I needed to make sure my team knew again. I'm going back to the Airbnb. I can't do it. Be accountable to somebody. Be accountable. And it doesn't make you less, right? Just because you're answering to, I'm not nobody's boss. I am their partner. So if I'm their partner, I have to communicate when I'm walking less than where I normally would walk. Show up. And I don't mean just show up, be present, right? Be there. And sometimes that means we got to put everything that's on our head in the back burner, everything that's going on in our lives. Show up, y'all. Because your team needs you to be there 100%. This is probably like, I'm scattered abroad in so many different areas right now. I'm so grateful for all the doors that have been open at this moment for me to do some of the things that I dreamed of doing as a kid. But that doesn't mean I leave my team hanging. I brought these people in and they trusted me. So why would I be like, oh yeah, I'm about to go write a book and I'm about to start teaching these little kids about business and economics and I'm about to do a couple documentaries so y'all on your own. No. My team didn't even know for 7 months last year I wasn't working this business. I hadn't brought in anything. I had no sales whatsoever, but I kept helping them. It wasn't their business to know that. But it was my business to make sure that they could still win, because guess what? They signed up 288 and they trusted me. So be a person of integrity. All right. Build relationships with your clients, because building relationship with clients brings referrals, y'all. All right, we cannot, and I didn't did this. I'm gonna be very, very honest. I was one of those persons who will enroll you and you would hear from me the first couple of maybe 45 days, and then you won't hear from me no more. And I had probably the worst retention. Okay, great at building a team, but I sucked as someone's agent. I'm gonna be honest, sucked. And so I had to change that. And so let's talk about changing it. Like I said, referrals come from people who trust you. All right, they trust you because of your character and your integrity. You're gonna do what you say you're gonna do. So you gotta listen to your client and provide solutions. Notice that listening is on every level in building a relationship, in building a team, and with your clients. There is never gonna be a time when you're not gonna be listening. That's what building relationships is about. People want to know that they matter, that their voice can be heard. And the only way their voice can be heard is when we have our ears open and our hearts ready to receive whatever they got to say, whether we agree or not. All right, so you want to provide great value, and we're going to show you how to do that in just one moment. And have great customer service. Answer the phone, y'all. Answer the phone, and if you can't answer the phone, send them a text message. And then if whatever they got to do is something so simple, but you really can't get to them, have them call corporate. But y'all know the lines are all long, so provide a way to answer those questions so they don't have to sit in those long lines. Go over and beyond in your customer service, but never overpromise with the service. Never overpromise. All right. And then, of course, same thing. You notice listening and having good communication is going to be on all levels. I don't care who it is. If you're just building relationships for referrals, if you're building relationships with your team and with your client, good communication is about you cannot have a relationship if there's no communication. Be honest if you don't know the answer. I don't know. Give me a minute. Let me go find out, and I'm going to last. Okay? If I don't know, I don't know. Doesn't make me less of who I am as a credit repair specialist. I mean, I'm just not about to sit here and create no answer for you that ain't gonna work for you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just go try and get the answer for you. So be honest, and people appreciate that. You know what I mean? They actually do appreciate it. So we coming down to the tail end of this, and then we can actually ask questions or whatever, you know. But I want to talk about that consultation. All right, so I will be dropping the actual document. I told y'all I was going to create a document for you to use. So if you want to actually provide very good value on the phone, you have to listen and you have to ask good questions. So everybody, open up your phone, because I want you to see how well I know Credit Karma, and this is how it's going to make it easy for you. Open up your phone, go to Credit Karma. Play around with Credit Karma to the point where you know Credit Karma by the top of your head. Okay? So that you don't actually have to be in there. So if somebody tells you, and I've had somebody tell me, I don't want to give you my credit card. Girl, your social security number ain't in there. I can't see it. But it's just your information. And if you calling me, what I'm gonna do with your scores? Nothing. Okay? But if you don't want to give me the logins, we good. Let's keep going. All right. So the first thing that I write down is their scores. So I will literally, this is literally what my paper would look like. I think I did that video. You guys saw that video. So I'm showing you what my paper looks like before I put all the information on it. So trans equals TransUnion. Equifax is Equifax. And the first thing I'm going to do is have them log in. And on the first screen, you should see 2 sets of scores. If everybody see 2 sets of scores, put some ones in here. All right. All right. So that's the first thing I'm gonna have someone do. Please tell me what your 2 scores are. All right. And once I get those 2 scores, I'll write the scores in the corresponding spot. The next thing I'm going to have my client do is please tap on the TransUnion credit score. And the reason why I choose the TransUnion credit score, whether it's high or low, is TransUnion typically has, TransUnion look like the CVS receipt. Okay, it has all your information from the time you started building credit up until now. We all know that Experian is bougie. It's the shortest credit report, and that's typically because mostly banking institutions use them. Equifax falls somewhere in the middle, but it's usually going to have less information. So I choose TransUnion because TransUnion has the majority of the information. If you have tapped on TransUnion, please press 2. Put 2s in the chat. All right, Ivan is following, Victoria is following, Jade is following. All right, when you're in TransUnion, the same if you had to press Equifax, the same thing will be there. Up under there, I'm going to tell them what the Vantage 3.0 score is. All right, I'm going to let my client know that there are several different types of scoring systems. You got Vantage 3.0, you got FICO 8, and you got FICO 9. FICO 9 is not actually more popular right now. It's FICO 8. Majority of banking systems are using FICO 8. Vantage 3.0 score is not an accurate scoring system. It is typically on apps like Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Credit Wise. It is not an accurate system, and that is not a FICO score. So this can be anywhere from 20 to 40 points off in either direction. Sometimes, very few times, it is accurate. All right, so I'm giving them value so that when they get ready to go try and buy that car and they got a different score, they ain't over here losing it. Oh, FICO 10 just came into law. Thank you, Keisha. All right, so now that we've done that, there's a button up under there. Everybody, if you see this button, press 3. The button says, see what changed. If you see that button, tap it. All right, Deidre, Stanley. Ivan, Stanley should know this by heart. He done heard me do this. He done heard me do this so many times. Jade, Gwen, all right. Now, the next thing I'm gonna tell them about, because this is my favorite part of Credit Karma. This is why I choose to use Credit Karma, because this begins to show your client how their behavior is affecting their credit score. If you have been using Credit Karma for some time now, you should be able to see everything that you have done with your credit in the last year. It should be you should see it going up and it going down. Anything in that green is correlating to things that you have done, and it's positively impacting your credit score. And yes, keep doing it. Anything in that little funky orange red color and indicates these are negative things that are impacting your score, and we want to cut it out. Okay. All right, everyone, please back one time. Go back one time till you come back to the place where you saw see what changed. If you have backed one time and you now see the TransUnion credit score, you see the Vantage Point 3.0, you also see check what changed, press 4 in the chat box so I know we can keep moving. Awesome, Deidre. Awesome, Stanley. Awesome, Jay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Notice, I do not have my phone. I have nothing. I'm not looking at anything. I know this by heart. Scroll down past the bar graph. The bar graph is charting what your scores is doing throughout the year. It's the correlation to see what changed. Now you're going to come to 6 credit factors. What you're going to see is payment history, credit card usage, derogatory mark, credit age, total accounts, and inquiries. If you see that, please press 5 in the chat box. Hey, Ms. Diane. All right, Jade is there, Ivan is there, Candace is there, Miss Keeley is there, Miss Gwen is there. All right, Stan. All right, good. Now, my next question is going to be to my client, what is your payment history? They're going to give me a percentage. If it's below, everybody tap payment history. Because all the information you need to help somebody is sitting in there. Your client technically could help themselves if they actually read Credit Karma. But they don't, so they're calling you. All right. So if my client tells me, y'all see that, if you tap payment history, press 6 in the chat box so I know I can now talk about it. All right, Karen has, Sonia has, Chanel has. All right, good job. So in the left-hand side of that screen, y'all, this is the training screen for you. to be the expert. All right. So if you don't know nothing about credit, that's why you want to use Credit Karma, because Credit Karma is going to tell you how to fix your stuff. They just don't know what to see and they don't know how to read it. So right there, someone tell me, where do it go into that funky color? What is the percentage where you now have bad payment history? Drop it in the inbox. Thank you, Phaedra, 97%. So this is where I explain that to my clients. In high school, 90 to 100% is an A. In the credit world, you get to 97% and we in trouble. Okay? Now, if I see that they're at 97%, or below, I automatically know they got late payments and they need to dispute. Doesn't matter how many it is. I already know there's going to be late payment. Now, I have a lady who had 97%, meaning she was just hitting there, but she had a total of 19 late payments because she had so many accounts. It kept her in the high 90 percentile. So you guys, you do want to ask them, can you tell me what your percentage or how many late payments there are? And in that orange button, it tells y'all what it is. Now, everyone, please back one time. When you have back one time, press a 7. All right, all right, all right. Credit card utilization. If it is NA, if payment history, number one, if payment history says NA, I automatically know they ain't got no credit. And if payment history says NA, credit card utilization is gonna say NA, and credit age is gonna be NA. Guaranteed. So the moment, y'all, I promise y'all, like this stuff's so simple, but the moment they say that to me, like Stan has been on the phone, people go to on and on like, dang, she know her stuff, right? So somebody like, my payment history is NA. Oh, so your credit, you don't have no credit cards and your credit age is NA too, ain't it? And they be like, dang, how she know that? Because credit don't change. We just gotta know it. So if the credit card utilization is NA, they need credit card. They need that self-secure card. Number one, right? If they're at 30% or more, they need to pay down their cards. That's the solution. If they only have one credit card and the reason for them calling you is to buy a house, they need another credit card. At the bare minimum, they need 2. Underwriting may require 3. All my realtors that are in here, please confirm that. Keely said yes. Deidre said yes. So if you're not a realtor, please understand the moment that your client says they want to buy a house and they don't have no credit cards, the first thing you're going to do is have them take $400, put them on 2 secure cards. There go $100 in volume for you. Okay. Or put them in self-lender. Now self-lender will issue a card as well. You know, you get $10 for self-lender, but that's not going to count to a no volume. We don't get no cash for the secure card, but you get volume, right? So if the lender they're working with is requiring a 3rd card, have them start a self-lender account and let them get the card from them. Y'all, please tell your people don't use a self-lender account with the cards. Like, I don't get it. Like, people get these cards and then they go and spend all the money and then now they scores dropping. Stop using the account. It's supposed to build your credit. All right, derogatory marks. Anything shows up in that. Oh, let's back up one more time. Another thing that I will do. Now, if I got time and I feel generous, I will have my client tap on the credit card utilization and then tell me what the percentage is for each one of those cards. And I will actually tell them what they need to bring that card down to see that score go up. So they got 2 cards, one's at 98% and another one's at 22%. Give me what your credit card limit is, multiply it by 30%. This is where you should be. But if you want to use the card, bring it down to this. So I usually, you know, try and get it down to 7% so they can have some wiggle room with the card. Because if your client only pays the card down to 30%, they can't use the card. Once they spend $1 over the 30%, they score gonna drop. All right. Derogatory marks. If there's anything in there, they need a dispute, because what's going to show up. And just so you know this, if you're paying attention, charge-offs are not showing up in derogatory marks. You have to go into the accounts to actually see those now. Okay. I'm not seeing charge-offs show up in there. I'm only seeing collections. I'm seeing bankruptcies. I am seeing, you know, tax liens, but all the charge-off accounts are now showing up in the account. So I actually have to go look for them. So this is where we come into the next spot. Well, hold on. Credit age. Y'all tap on credit age. When you get into credit age, tap on credit age. What is the age that is appropriate for a credit report to be in green? Yep. 7+ years. So if your customer has less than 7 years and they're a renter, Credit My Rent is your answer. And then let me please give y'all this little tidbit. Don't have them put just they've been in an apartment for 2 years. Have them actually put the real start date. Now, I don't know why I didn't call and ask, because I didn't know.
Hey, Sam.
I didn't know if it
Been
was
so busy. I was just driving and I said, "Oh shit! I didn't pick up the stuff from Cynthia." Man, you talking about busy?
Gigi? We love you, boo. Tell Cynthia we said hey. All right. So, dang, I just lost my train of thought. What was I talking about, y'all? Credit age. What about it?
You're talking about credit my rent if it's less than 7 years.
If it's less than 7 years, I know what I was about to say. I have been noticing that Credit My Rent has actually been putting more than 2 years. So I have like 2 clients who's got like 8 and 10 years, so it averages out to 4. We didn't call to see if it was a mistake. We just left it there. So make sure your client is actually putting more years there, because I mean, it's a chance that Credit My Rent may put more on the report. All right. So I was super deep because this person had a 5-month credit report. Okay. And it jumped to 4 years. Okay. So you want to do that. Total accounts. Remember, we was talking about the derogatory marks. Now, if you see that there is first of all, tap on total accounts and then tell me what is the appropriate number of accounts to be in green. $11. So if you see that you have someone under 11, now see, understand that your total accounts is calculating open and closed. So you always want to have them open. You see in my see right here, I got O and C next to the total account. So I will actually put the total accounts here, and then I'll have them tap it, look in the orange area, tell me what's the ratio, what's the open and close. If the open is below 11, then I know, yep, we need to be giving you self-lender. We need to be giving you the secure card if your score ain't appropriate. Otherwise, I'll be telling them to go to Navy Federal to get a credit card. And the reason why I choose Navy Federal is because Navy Federal has really decent APRs and high credit balances or credit limits. All right. And then if their close number is there, then that's when we go on into the accounts area. Just 1 second. And then, okay, then you find out what the inquiries is. This is the full, and then have them do the same thing for Equifax. All right. Now you got the health of the credit report. The last thing I will tell them, back out 2 times till they get to the place where they see 2 scores. So if you see 2 scores, I think we on number 8, drop some 8s in there. All right, good. At the top, you will see 2 rows of icons. The first row, second icon says accounts. Do you see it? If you do, press 9. All right, tap on accounts. We're not interested in the amount of debt because I don't fix debt. That is something I tell my clients. I don't fix debt. Don't ask me questions about debt because that's not what I'm here to do. You're going to see your debt broken down into a couple of categories. You're going to see credit cards. You're going to see collections. You're going to see other student loans, other accounts, auto loans, and home loans. Y'all see that? If you do, put a 10 in there. Keely, you saying you don't see it? Are you in accounts? Do you see the 2 scores?
I think I backed up 2 4. I see the 2 scores.
Okay, scroll up to the top. Oh, wait a minute. Yours look different. Scroll down.
That's how mine looks too.
So, okay, so you're looking for accounts. Do you see accounts on your screen?
Okay, do we need to hit the credit score again first? Like at the very beginning, do I need to hit the credit score?
No, scroll down. Let's see. We'll see if you see accounts down at the bottom. You see anything that says accounts?
Where it says view accounts?
Yep.
Okay, then you just need to scroll down past the 2 credit scores.
Okay, so that's a little different from an Android, you iPhone users.
It's a Samsung.
Is that a Samsung?
I'm not, yes, it's a Droid.
Is it? Okay, you're in the right spot. Okay, you're in the right spot. Don't you do that, Ivan. Back up out that screen. Back up. Don't come for us now. All right. So everyone should see a total amount of debt.
Yes.
Okay, good. We're in the right spot. Scroll down. It's now going to be broken up into the categories and what that debt falls into. So you should see credit cards, you should see collections, you should see student loans, you should see other loans, auto loans, and home loans. If you have closed accounts, it's going to be in green, and it's going to, in each section, it will say show 2 closed accounts or show 1 closed accounts, or it won't be nothing there if you don't have a closed account in that category. So if you never bought a house and you ain't never paid it off, you ain't gonna have that there. If you never bought a car and you ain't never paid it off or had a repo, it won't be there. All right, so if you got credit cards that are closed, you will see in the credit card area, show blank amount of closed accounts. You're going to have your client tap on that green spot. Those closed accounts are going to be grayed out. You want your client to tap on what you see. So if you don't have anything, find the area where it shows show closed accounts. Find that area and tap on it. When you see the closed account gray out, tap on the closed account. And then when you do that, there's 2 things in that area that I want to know: payment history, and I want to know the remarks. The remarks will be down in the detail area. So if everyone is in at least if you got closed accounts, number 1, put a 1 in there so I know how many people are looking. All right. P. Robinson got a closed account. Who else got? Victoria does, Bradley, Levi, Don Keita, Karen. All right, good. All right, now that you're in it, you should be looking to see what that payment history is. If the payment history is less than 100% or less than 97% or less than 98%, you already know that sucker gonna show up in your dispute letters. The second thing that you wanna know is what the reason is for it being closed. Did it close a natural debt? Did it have a natural debt, meaning that you paid it 100% and it's an installment loan and it closed? If it did not, the remarks are gonna say 1 or 2 things. Closed by grantor if it's a credit card, meaning you didn't use the card, okay? It may say it's in transfer to collections. It may say it is paid after collections. It may say charged off as bad debt, profit, and loss. Now we know if it's a collection, whether it's been paid or not been paid, it's gonna show up on that report. If it is a charge off, profit and loss, it's gonna show up in the letter. So these are all items indicating this person needs to dispute. Now, I don't typically go through all of them. Like if somebody got 41 closed accounts, I'm not going through all them closed accounts. I just basically want to get an idea of how many items is going to show up in this dispute. So literally now I get to, I really walk through their full credit report with them. The client now knows how to use Credit Karma. The client now knows how to indicate where their terrible issues are. And let me tell you something that I have no problem with telling them. Whether or not you use my services, I want to walk you through Credit Karma so you at least know what you're looking at and what you're dealing with. Are you okay with that? I have now left my client with so much value because they know what the heck is going on when I turned the lights on. That's what I did. They was walking in darkness. I literally turned the lights on for them. That they ready to get started. Okay. And if they don't need the service, guess what happens? Because I typically on tonight might be one of my nights. Tomorrow will definitely be a night. I will post that I'm doing free consultations, and I will do free consultations at 10 to 12. Let me tell you why I do it so late. Because if you up and you got the nerve to ask me for a free consultation at that time of night, you serious about getting your credit fixed. Okay, I did consultations at 1 in California. Okay, if you up that late and you gonna inbox me to look at your report, let's go, because I know you about to pay this 188. Step out your comfort zone. All right, so get comfortable with Credit Karma. Now, I do use Experian. Sometimes y'all Experian is a little difficult. I'm gonna just be all right with you on that. All right, it is a little difficult. If you have these apps, you guys get comfortable with the apps. Study those apps so that you can answer the questions, because somebody might not have Credit Karma. They might have Experian, or they might not have neither one. They got Sesame, Credit Sesame. Download all 3 of those apps so it doesn't matter what client you're talking to, you can be of value. All right, any questions about this part before I move to the very last of this? You can unmute yourself and ask questions if you like.
I have a question. For student loans, if it says transfer to another lender, what would you say to somebody like that?
It's not a problem. If the payment history is 100%, 9 times out of 10, if you're seeing transfer to another lender and it's at 100%, all is happening is that they're still in deferment and that student loan is just being moved. And 9 times out of 10 is Great Lakes that they got, because Great Lakes just recently transferred.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I also understand that when people have student loans, that, you know, we put a lot of ads on Facebook and stuff, and it talks about student loans, but don't you have to be like behind and late, and you can't just be like have a student loan that's sitting there in deferment?
Yeah. Now I'm not going to say that doesn't ever happen, because we all have seen student loans come off that were in deferment. Because again, it is about incorrect information being in the credit filing and reporting. So you can definitely have a wrong name, wrong number, wrong amount in the reporting, and it come off, and it's in deferment or forbearance. I know that right now we are seeing a lot of the student loans look a little funny because of us being in COVID and the government doing whatever they're doing with our student loans, y'all. So student loans are a little tricky. Don't give no definites for student loans. You know, the only time I get excited about student loans is when I see late payments. Like when I see that sucker is below 98, I'm like, let's go. We dispute, okay, because we got a good opportunity here. And even still, that doesn't mean the thing gonna come off, but we got a opportunity here. If they say they're in collections, let's go. You know, it's party time. You know what I mean? I seen Nicholas said what was the last app for credit repair. So I'm gonna tell you again, the apps that are free: Credit Sesame, Experian, Credit Karma are all free apps that your client may be using. Credit Sesame is the TransUnion score, just so y'all know. And it is Vantage 3.0 as well. CreditWise is actually TransUnion as well. And you know, CreditWise comes through Capital One. All right. If your client got Navy Federal, they do get a credit score. It's the experience score though. All right. Ivan, you said why late payments 98% on student loans? Oh, because, well, remember, if there's late payments, if there's one late payment, it's going to show up in the dispute. That's why. So if it's even 99%, meaning there's one, it's going to show up in the dispute to dispute that negative item. Because we go after everything that's negative on the account. And one late payment can drop you 40 to 100 points. And whether it's, and then here's the other thing y'all got to remember, because I know, people want to talk to you until they, you turn blue. They want to tell you, oh, my mama died, and so this happened. No, I'm good. So understand that you can tell them, even though you may have caught up today, those late payments that could be 7 years ago are showing up on the report, and they're impacting the totality of your score today. So I'm glad you caught up, but we still got to take care of them late payments. Your creditor can still see them when they pull your report. Okay. What about bankruptcy? Shakita, I see you, Miss Diane. Ms. Shakita, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
No, it's just I have a lot of people ask about bankruptcies. Do we remove those?
Yes, they do come off. Again, nothing is guaranteed. So let me tell y'all what I do with all of my clients that have bankruptcy. Yes, what about evictions and hard inquiries? I will take care of that in 1 second, Vaughn. What I do with all of my clients that have bankruptcy, the moment that I know they got bankruptcy and they get started, I email Lynette over at the credit attorneys, and I give her a list of all my clients. Can y'all please start contacting? So I give her, I probably piss her off, I don't know, but she will ask me for email addresses and phone numbers so that she can contact, and she actually follows up with me and let me know who didn't answer their phone so I can tell them, hey, the credit attorney trying to call you. Because
Hey,
all
Ro.
of her who's
sorry
that?
Lakeisha, sorry to cut
Mhm.
you off. Do you wait after a certain time? Is it after they do their first round of disputes that you send them to the credit attorney, or do you do that initially? Because this is great information.
I do it initially. I don't wait.
Okay.
I don't wait. Now, if they wait to call, that's up to them. But they got my email the minute that my client came in.
I'm sorry, Ro, can you slow down on the BK from the perspective of your comment was, I immediately called Sue and told her to start making calls.
Lynette.
Okay, the name, whatever the name of the person was, but you said and told them to start making calls. Who are they calling?
The client. Any client with your bankruptcy gets contacted by our credit attorney.
Okay.
Every client with bankruptcy shows up on their list. So she'll confirm with you if that client is on their list to be called. But because I don't wait, they're usually not on their list. So she usually asks me for telephone numbers or email address because I'm Johnny on the spot.
So when we normally get the letters, when we normally get the letters that are generated with all their disputes on it, you're saying if there is a BK, they're getting a phone call for those.
Mhm.
Are there any other reasons why they would get a phone call outside of our normal stuff that generates the letters with all the disputed stuff on it? Just
No.
BK?
BKs are an immediate call from only the bankruptcy because they're going to ask to go through, they're going to need their Credit Karma login. So I give my clients the heads up. Somebody from 248-353 or 352 will be calling you. Answer your phone.
Okay.
And they're going to want to know their Credit Karma logins so that they can actually pull the information for the docket of their bankruptcy. They're combing through the bankruptcy for errors. 80% of bankruptcies have errors. And now here's the next thing that your client gonna say. If it is errors, they gonna sue who? My attorney? No, it is the bankruptcy court that they go after for the filing of the report, not the actual bankruptcy itself. It is the process after. Hold on, let me scroll up because I think I missed something here.
I know Bradley had a question.
Okay, what about evictions and hard inquiries? Evictions are also going at anything negative. Everybody write, no, don't y'all write because I'm looking at these questions. That's okay, don't write. But anything negatively impacting your credit score, Lance Petway will always say this, VP will say, everybody say everything. If it is negatively impacting the score, it will show up in the dispute letters. Now, accept the hard inquiries. Here's why. Because if the hard inquiry actually resulted in an account, we don't want that item to be removed. We want that hard inquiry to stay there. So you do need to consult with your clients about the hard inquiries. And they technically can just screenshot them. It does need to be a PDF file. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Anything that's showing up on the report that's new, or if they're trying to send over their hard inquiries, they need to screenshot them. It cannot be a JPEG. It cannot be a PNG. It needs to be a PDF.
Hey, Ro, can I ask you a quick question real quick? And this is going back to the bankruptcies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does our service help with people that are currently in bankruptcy, but they still find the need to want to use our service?
We should be waiting till they discharge.
Okay. So there's nothing to, okay.
Typically, we should be waiting till they discharged, especially somebody that's in 13. Now,
Okay.
I have had a client who got into the services before the bankruptcy discharge. I didn't see any like detrimental issues. This was before I knew about waiting till they were in discharge. I didn't see no detrimental issues at all, but technically if you call corporate or you talk to the credit attorneys, they're going to tell you that they should wait till discharge to do it.
Okay. Now, this is the flip side of that because they're looking to be an agent as well. And this lady, particularly, this one particular client, she's looking to join, and she wants to join us, our team as an agent.
Let her. She ain't got to start the services right now.
Okay. And she's been in bankruptcy for a year, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't have to activate your credit restoration services immediately when you're an agent. You know what I mean? Or the client. The client can have the services and be working on the will and the trust and not need. I got a client that's in right now. She has the protection plan. It was just cheaper to put her in the protection plan than to put her in a full will and trust. So she doesn't need the credit restoration services today, but we just didn't activate it. We just got her started on the will and the trust. It was just cheaper, and you know, that's my girl. So I wasn't about to. I didn't need a price gouger for it.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, Ro.
Miss Diane is next.
I have a quick question. Being that I don't know everything there is to know, I do know what comprises your credit score. However, I had a client that had some things removed off her credit. She also had 2 secured credit cards that she's paying on time, and her score still went down. So with me not knowing what compromised that, I didn't have an answer for her.
And she probably got some new stuff in her report.
She received the report back and it showed that she had 3 items removed.
Okay. So she is a client.
Yes.
So she's got the credit card, and she has some stuff removed.
Yes.
And her score dropped.
Yes, and she also has a bankruptcy that's in deferment.
All right. So, all right, everybody looking at the screen? Scores dropping, but items are being removed. Oh, I want to show y'all this. That'll breach confidentiality. I want to show y'all this credit report so bad because this will answer your issue. All right. So 9 times out of 10, she does not have enough credit to substantiate negative items being removed. Sometimes, if you see someone with a credit score and they got NA and payment history, NA and credit card, and NA and credit age, but they have a total accounts of 5. And then we go put them in the credit restoration portion and we start removing negative items. Guess what? The credit profile is weak. What's giving them a score is the negative items that were once open. So we do need to make sure that we have enough accounts. So she may need to be adding more accounts to substantiate the stuff that's being removed.
More than 2 cards?
2 is not enough. Remember, you need 11 accounts to have a solid credit profile. So if she got 2 cards, that's not enough.
Okay.
She need to tell her to add self-lender.
Okay.
Especially if that's it. If that's the only thing that's all she got open is 2 cards.
Just the 2 cards, yes.
Are
And-
those balances low?
Yes.
Okay.
Bro, can I piggyback off of what you said about the items reporting? I had a client, the same exact thing. She had like 1 or 2 items on it, and I think her score, I don't know, was in the 500s or something. And then once them items got removed, she said, I don't have a score anymore. I said, yeah, because you've never had a credit card, you've never had anything built in history. So the only reason you had a score was because you had negative items reporting. So that is definitely can happen.
Absolutely. And sometimes you guys removing negative items don't always shoot it up. Sometimes it takes it down. And that's because this is why we have to do the consultation, right? Because I've had this stuff issue. Like I told y'all, I'm being very transparent. In the beginning, I sucked. I sucked. And as a professional customer service representative, there's no excuse for me to suck. I just needed to take my time and learn my craft. So all of us have to take our time to learn our craft. So if your total accounts, so say if you look in your total accounts and it says 7, but then when you tap it, it says 0 open, 7 closed, they have no credit. So even though they need to be in the protection plan, you got to put some stuff on that report because there's nothing to substantiate a score. The only reason why they have a score is because they once upon a time had credit. But everything's closed. So you start removing the stuff that's closed, you got to go backwards. You can't go up because there's nothing to push it up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Ro, can I just interject there once? I remember you had me on the phone one time and you made it crystal clear to me that if we're going to start removing stuff, we got to make sure there's something good there to replace it. And that's the problem that it sounded like the last 2 calls had, was we took stuff off, but we didn't make sure they had goodies to put in. Like, thank God I got a better rate on my car note after my credit score went up, but I knew they were closing that account and it made me nervous. So I got the trade line account and I knew the new account was coming in. So I wasn't nervous about it. But that's going to make somebody's score tank. And then they're looking at us wondering, well, what's wrong? Yep.
And that's another thing you guys got to know, that installment loans do not revolve, right? If y'all heard me do the overview or VP Lance do the overview, we constantly talk about the difference. When we get to the types of credit, we talk about the different types, revolving and installment. Revolving is credit cards. Anything or a home equity, a HELOC, a home equity line of credit is a revolving account depending on how it goes. Some HELOCs have like you got a certain amount of time to use it and then you got a certain amount of time to pay it back. So it cuts off and you can't use it anymore. But installment loans will be your car payment, your house payment. Sometimes it's furniture. Sometimes furniture is revolving. Like Art Van is a national company, or was a national company. Their furniture accounts are usually revolving. But Gardner White uses some companies that it's installment. So once you finally make that last payment, the account closes. And guess what? The score gonna drop. Why? Because an account is being closed. Now your ratio is about to shift from open to close. So what I tell my clients, especially if they all excited about getting ready to make a last payment on the car, pump your brakes before you make that last payment. Go open up a credit builder account, self or Credit Strong. Open up a credit builder account 60 days because it takes at least 30 to 60 days for it to actually report. So that when this reports and you make that final payment, it's a wash. The score don't budge. Or it may move, but it's not going to be like a 20 to 30, 40 point drop. Replace it so the accounts stay the same, right? Instead of, moving from 11 accounts and now you pay it off and you don't now be at 10 accounts, bring that new account in and you stay at 11. And now your credit report is in that shop. Does that make sense? What do we
Yeah,
do?
that was good.
What do we do if creditors call us? Erica, call the client. I assume you're talking about you as the client. Erica, you still there? Erica Broadway?
Yes, clients.
Okay. So your clients, let me put this in a plain situation here. And most people are looking for a way out, right? They're trying to get out of paying their bills. But listen, put yourself in the feet of your client or your creditor rather. If I lent Keely $1,000, I want my $1,000, right? If you told me you was gonna give me my money back, that's the pretenses that I actually lent the money. Why are you trying to get out of not paying me? Tell your clients to pay their bills. Now, if they plan on using the creditor again, they're gonna want to. There's no getting out of it. You can dispute the sucker off, but if you want to use them again, you gotta pay them in full to use their service. Now, if you don't plan on using them like collections agencies and stuff like that, man. But if we talking about the direct creditor and we don't plan on using, make a settlement. And y'all don't overlook the credit builder. Credit builder got a ton of stuff in there. I send them letters out all the time. If I got a client who has one item and it's low, I'm not putting you in the protection plan. You know what I mean? If nothing else is the problem and, you know, financially they're okay, they got all their stuff together, I don't have to put you in a protection plan, but you do have this one stinking item. Give them the letter. It's a negotiation for a complete removal, sitting dead smack into the credit builder. And people will ask me, Ms. Jones, what do I owe you for this consultation? So when you start providing good value, people still gonna want to pay you. All right. Let's see. Let me come down here a little bit. I see there's 22. Training being recorded, so we can go back for the information. Yes, it is being recorded. Chanel said I just was about to ask where will we replay. Okay, great. Just FYI. Paid off a car thinking it, okay, so Melody said that she said she paid off her car and she thought it was going to increase her scores and it didn't. If you have something in collection that isn't shown in your report, unpaid court costs that. Say it again, Vaughn Walsh. Can you say that one more time? Ask your question one more time.
Yes, so I have something in collections. It's not on my report. It's just from my license in Florida from unpaid court costs, and they're in collections. Is there a way I can dispute that?
If it's not on the report, no, sir.
Okay.
I mean, you can utilize Credit Builder. So log into your account and find one of those. You can do a settlement letter. Yes. You can dispute directly with the creditor. So that's okay. So y'all, let's run through that really quickly. Y'all okay with the time? Because we well past the time, ain't we? y'all okay?
Yes, we are.
Let's keep going. This is good.
Okay. So
well, we do have an opportunity meeting on this channel at 8 o'clock, and the attendees will be logging on at 7:50.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I got my time right. So this will probably be the last question. If I have to do another training, we'll do another training. Credit Builder, you guys, there's 4 ways your clients and yourselves are able to dispute. The letters come from the corporate office's dispute process number 1. Credit Builder allows, so the letters coming from the dispute from the corporate office allows you to dispute directly with the bureau. The letters inside of Credit Bureau, and tell your clients to download that stuff, because well after they're done with us, they are able to keep those items and utilize them if they have boo-boos. Okay? They make mistakes, family make mistakes, you make mistakes, whatever. You can use that, and you are disputing directly with the creditor. They are already written out, really easy to fill out and get them out. So for you, Vaughn, you want to go into your Credit Builder, and you will be able to see what you need to handle that particular item that you were talking about. Way number 3 that we are able to dispute is with the credit attorney. For hard issues, you can contact the credit attorney. They will actually tell you whether or not it's something they will take on. Way number 4, which should be last, is Smart Credit. And and I'm not really sure if smart credit is, because I believe all apps have turned off their abilities to do disputing because of COVID right now. There's no way for them to actually keep up with online disputes. Everything must go through phone. I mean, go through letters, and you can call in and do dispute. I know Experian is taking calls as well for disputing. So, you know, when everything get back to normal, y'all play around with smart credit. If you have not set up smart credit, go in there, because it and you can actually, I get my clients his logins and stuff like that, and I will actually go in there. If they got credit cards, I will actually play around with moving stuff around to see what their score can go up. If they pay those cards down, you can actually hit send the email. So your client will actually get an email to show them, hey, if you pay the cards down here, your score can go up. So y'all, if y'all paying attention to my posts lately, I've been posting a lot of score jumps only because of people paying down their cards. Why? Because they're getting that good email from me after they done set up smart credit. All right, somebody said, I had someone going to enroll in the protection plan, but his bankruptcy attorney told him he may not have to fix his credit. I told him that he still may need it. Is there anything else? That's right. No, absolutely. After they get finished with the bankruptcy, everything does not come off the report all the time. I.e., my mama, she filed bankruptcy, credit score is immaculate, but that TransUnion report has everything she filed except maybe one item, but Equifax and Experian don't have nothing but the bankruptcy. So sometimes they do. All right. You're welcome, Aaron. All right, you guys have a call coming through. I do not want to keep going any further. I do hope this has been helpful. You guys add value. That's what it comes down to. You want to build some solid relationships with everyone, with the new agents that are coming in on your team, old agents on your team. Be a person who adds value. And at the end of the day, be a person worth knowing. My father has always told me to be the person that everyone needs. Don't be a needy person. I'm done.
Actually, you're not. I mean, we're done for right now, but you are not done with this. There is all them part twos, all them twos in the chat box. You are going to have to do a part two for this. I mean, this has just been phenomenal. This is amazing. I mean, this is a game changer. This is going to help us with our consultations. This is going to help us with our people. We're putting this in practice tonight and tomorrow. I mean, like literally, we already been texting each other. Like our team.
I don't hear no's, y'all. I don't get no's. I get, hold on, let me go figure out where my money is. That's what I get now.
Yeah, you're going to have to, because, you know, there's a lot more questions, especially like explaining that bankruptcy and all that stuff. You're going to explain a lot of stuff. So we got to have a part two on this. I don't know if for next week or not. I don't know your schedule, but we'll talk about it. But this got to have a part two. Got to. So,
definitely will.
All right, guys. Thank you for jumping on to STU, guys. Ro is the GOAT. Okay. All right. When it goes to training, I'm taking stuff from her. I'm taking notes from, you know, her tutelage. So I'm telling you guys, she's the GOAT. So thank you, Ro, for this. We appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
The questions were great. Tune in next week. We'll let you know when the what the topic's going to be next week, if Ro's schedule permits or not. Also, this will be posted. There's going to be we're going to post it on the Superstars YouTube link, and then we're going to post the link on the Superstars, okay, a Facebook page. All right, so stay tuned for that, and so we'll be getting that up as soon as this recording stops baking. Takes Zoom a couple hours to bake, and after it starts baking, it'll be ready. So, all right, guys. Hey, just real quick, there is going to be an opportunity meeting on this channel tonight at 8 o'clock in 15 minutes. Attendees going to start logging on at 7:50. If you have some people who want to get on this opportunity meeting, you better get them on right now. Make a call, get them on, let them know. It is the same channel here, the 715. The number starts with 715. Get them on there, okay? Guys, y'all been wonderful. See you next week on STU, Superstars Training University. Ro, I mean, like, salute, salute, salute. This is just, I mean, this is just awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Hook her up.